The spring is here officially, according to the calendar. You get that sense that we're rapidly moving towards what we all crave at this point. There's no question about it, unless you're, somebody who loves to ski and nothing else, I suppose. And with spring comes one of the most beautiful and exciting elements of Newport. I would really make that argument, and that's Daffodil Days. And John Hirschboeck is, you can tell by those glasses that this is something he cares about deeply, because it would take that to appear on a regional newspaper's podcast in those glasses. And I support them. I endorse them. But more than anything, we are approaching April, which features Daffodil Days. And it's just that moment where you feel like, okay, we made it. And the city comes alive in so many ways, and perhaps no indication of spring is more exciting than seeing all those daffodils. So thanks for making the time this morning.
You bet. I'll take these off and so everyone can look at this ugly mug. But
well, let's
thank you for the opportunity to talk a little bit about daffodils in Newport.
Oh, no question about it. It's a real pleasure to have you on. So let's talk about Daffodil Days from the origin and where the project came from, the concept around it, and your involvement in it.
Sure, it's of course inextricably linked to our free daffodil bulb giveaway. This year will be October 21st, and to date we've donated and given away or planted with the city 1,350,000 bulbs. Wow. And so they make quite a display every April. Mm-hmm. Well, 12 years ago, one of the shopkeepers said, well, we ought to have a celebration. They have a lot of fun up in Nantucket. Why don't we do something similar in Newport? And of course, that was the origins of Daffodil Days. So it's kind of like a two-pronged program. We give away bulbs in the fall and plant then, and we celebrate their arrival every April. And that's our fundraising season as well.
We've talked about Newport Winterfest on this very program, and there's certainly a lot that goes on in the winter in Newport and in Newport County. It's a year-round community, and it's important to always keep that in the forefront. At the same time, let's be honest about it. There's something special that happens here once things start to warm up and last through that season. Talk about highlighting we'll call it the warm season, the portion of the spring that things finally start to feel a little bit more like the summertime through the Daffodil Days.
Sure. Well, one thing I should comment on is we have a wonderful supporter in Discover Newport. And when I first met with them, I talked about maybe having a festival or celebration each April. And they thought that was wonderful because, as you pointed out, it's kind of like the shoulder season. It's not quite summer and it's not quite winter. I guess a pejorative term is mud season. Right. But the daffodils are there for us. And I think that's what makes everything special. And it's that first arrival, as you mentioned, of bright yellow peeking through the turf, and we're off and running. So the timing is a little unusual. Sometimes it's the first week in April. Sometimes it's even as early as mid-March. But this year it looks like April 1st, which is our opening day celebration, they'll be in full bloom.
Something that I've talked to, I guess you would say, people in horticulture about, especially in Newport, is the odd, or perhaps now the new normal, temperature and lack of snow that we had this winter. How has, if at all, because you just said we're kind of right on schedule, how has the change in the climate, so to speak, impacted Daffodil Days, if at all?
That's a real good question, Bill. We never know from one year to the next. The breed of daffodils that we have are called Dutch Masters. They're perhaps one of the most sturdy and popular of the different varieties. And I was told when we started the project that they would recommend those. They said, almost despite what winter travails you may have, these Dutch Masters will pop through. So that's what we've chosen. And they're that bright yellow, of course, that is wonderful to see en masse, if you will.
Mm-hmm. Well, if you're hearing this right now or watching this right now and you're thinking, boy, I don't know anything about Daffodil Days, What is it? Is it you just show up in Newport? I know, but for the audience out there, talk about Daffodil Days and exactly what it happens.
Sure.
What's happening?
Well, we have a whole month-long schedule of different activities beginning April 1st, right at noon at the Clark Cookhouse on Bannister's Wharf. Our mayor will be introducing our Daffodil Queen, and the musket brigade from Newport Armory Artillery is going to be firing off their muskets, and that will be celebrating the arrival of the daffodils. We'll cut the big garland of daffodils to also herald the opening. And from there, we'll be going on our doggy paw raid. This is actually, we're looking for more dogs this year. The dogs are wanted, and they'll gather at Big Dog on Bannister's Wharf right around 12:15 and parade over to Queen Anne Square. The daffiest dog and the daffiest human being will be receiving awards. And from there, we have a bike ride. We've got photographs being taken in the different daffodil fields. We have worked with a wonderful photographer who, if you go onto our website at Newport and Bloom, Daffy Days, you'll be able to have details there and have your pictures taken in the fields. We have our Driving Miss Daffodil annual car parade, sponsored by the Audrain Museum. That's on the 23rd, Sunday morning. And if people want to see over 50 cars, all Daffy decorated, they can head down to Bellevue Avenue and Memorial Boulevard right around 8:15 or so. And our big spring fling is Friday night, also at the Audrain. And tickets are limited, but they're available now for $50, and all sorts of wonderful things are going to take place there. And I think that's pretty much it. We also have 2 tours at Green Animals, and there we're working with their former horticulturist, and he puts on a wonderful tour explaining all about the hundreds of different breeds of and hybrids of daffodils as you walk through the gardens. I think they've got 17 different varieties that are now in bloom, or will be in bloom come the end of the month.
It's a really beautiful celebration. Where can people find out? Is there a website that they should visit? What's the best place for everybody to get information?
Yes, this year we've joined forces with Newport and Bloom. They're the wonderful people who do the hanging baskets up and down Bellevue Avenue and Thames Street. And so daffodils are what used to be called daffodilian is now part of Newport and Bloom. So go to their website, newportandbloom.com, and or is it .org? Either .org or .com, one of the two, and click on Let's Get Daffy, and the complete schedule of events is posted there, and a little bit of the history on it as well.
John Hirschboeck, Daffodil Days, we're almost there. Just keep on thinking those good thoughts, and the next thing you know, the daffodils will be in bloom, and we'll be well on our way to the peak season.
And I can't leave without mentioning our window decorating contest. And if you head up and down all the shops, hopefully you'll see quite a few of the windows decorated in all sorts of very ingenious daffodil ways. And of course, that's a window competition open to all the retailers in town. So look for that as well.
Boy, Newport's a special place, and you really realize it when things like this happen. It's
so true, Bill.
It's really special. Thanks for your time.
Thank you. Oh, can I put these back on?
Please. I
Okay.
don't think there's any other way we can go out.
Take care.
You too.